I generally give people a couple of minutes to kind of come back, but it seems like many people are back, almost everyone. Let's see if you have any questions. I know some of your microphones are still on, so not a bad time to take some questions if you have any. Okay, so that's the general structure of the course. One more thing, most of the problems that I will do from your book are here. Let me see. For some reason, by the way, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so let me share with you a couple of other things. Okay, so I have decided these are the problems I plan on doing with you guys. They're all here. How are they different from your textbook MATLAB homework problems? They're really not different. They're parallel. So these are problems from your exercise in your text. And I will do, not today, I will do some of these problems tomorrow. Okay, I should be able to wrap up section P1. Again, P stands for preliminary one. I will work on that section next class. Now, how are we going to work it? Sometime I work on a Word document. Sometimes I will work on this software. This is freely available. I would encourage you to play with it. I'll tell you why. It's called Mathigon. I will send you the link on BlazeView, okay? Mathigon Polypad. So it's totally free. You have to sign up. And even if you don't sign up, you can do a bunch of things, okay? I can do things like this, okay? And once you kind of get the hang of it, you can always share your screen. If you want to show me what you're doing, how you did something, it's very convenient. You can do all sorts of things. I'm not going to go over it. So the point is, I'm going to do some of these things here. If it's very simple, I can do it on a Word document. Of course, everything will be recorded and uploaded. And if I make a mistake, I'll fix it. And this Polypad, get a feel for it. Of course, Zoom has its own annotation tool, and I also like that, but it has some, it's not a major problem, but when you erase it, everything goes away. So you have less control. I'm using Zoom annotation key. So if you ever want to share your screen, you have several options. Of course, you can share your screen and use the Zoom annotation tool. You can also use the Zoom annotation tool, which you cannot see my Zoom annotation tool because it's kind of hidden. It's a part of Zoom. You will have to kind of play with it and figure it out where it is. It's very intuitive, and you can write on my screen. So in class, you could say that. Now that doesn't help me when somebody points something to the board. I tell them, come to the board, either say line 3 or come to the board and tell me. So what you can do, you can use the annotation tool and say, what do you mean by 5x? Feel free to do those things, okay? I want you to understand. If I say something you don't understand, ask me to repeat it. Ask me to do it again. I don't rush. I try not to. I do want you to understand what you're doing, what we're doing. Otherwise, firstly, it won't be fun and it'll be less useful. So you're going to write on the board. If you want to do a problem, you can, of course, use Mathigon Polypad, Polypad. I'm going to give you the link on BlazeView. Okay, feel free to use it. Another thing you can do, just open a Word document, and if you know how to type, you can type things there. Now it's a little bit of a nuisance to do this on the Microsoft software. It's a little hard, but doesn't matter. Well, so I'll encourage you, if you want to share your work with the whole class, you should be able to do it. So I will do many of the complicated math stuff like square root of x is equal to 4. All those things, I'm going to do it on Polypad. Now, the Zoom annotation tool is okay, but I prefer Polypad. Play with it. It's really nice, actually, very convenient. So other than that, let's see if we have any other questions from you guys. We talked about the exam, we talked about the homework, we talked about the fact that we'll meet here, do some work, and I don't want you to be shy. I want you to ask me questions. I want you to tell me that you're not getting it. Can you explain it again? I'll be happy to do it. That's our job. Any questions from anyone?
Okay, so the problems from the textbooks are the ones from the textbook are the ones we're gonna like work on in class with you.
That's correct. That's correct. So that's a good question. So for instance, okay, for instance, let me share with you the set of notes that I created. That's a good question. And so, for instance, so I made a chapter. I have my notes for P1. So you don't have to worry about the whole thing. That's what we're going to do next class. These are the notes. I'll go over them. And these are the problems that I have assigned. These numbers are in a folder in BlytheView. The folder's name is problems assigned from the text. So these are the ones I assigned. I'm going to do some of them. Am I going to do all of them? The answer is no. I will certainly do some of the hard ones, and you want to try them too. Doesn't hurt. A little bit of practice won't hurt you at all. And the same problems are also in your assignment packet. So when you practice the MATLAB assignments, you're going to run into the exact same problems. Okay, so I won't do all of them. For instance, I'll certainly do 9, 10, and after I go over the notes, I have assigned some of these. I'll do some of the harder ones here, and I will do, for instance, here, I call them clusters. So from each cluster, for instance, I call this a cluster. From this cluster, I will do, let's say, 24, 28, 27. Some of you might say, I've tried 26. I couldn't do it. Could you do 26? Of course, I'll do it. No problem. So that's the idea. Now, are they where are they coming from? Are they magical problem? No, they're not magical. They're really the same problem, same set of problems, because when I assign you the homework, I assign you problems that are fairly similar. There, I may assign you one that's a little off. I look at each of the problems from your MATLAB. I say, yeah, this is good. They should know it. It's covered in the lecture. So I will assign you. So they're really parallel. So you should do both. And I use this because MATLAB problems are kind of hard to see on the screen. And I have to copy paste and all that. So this is nice, something you have access to, something you can print out. And another little tool some of you may be familiar with, there is a tool that I use a lot. It's a part of our Microsoft packet. It's called snipping tool. Okay. If you are reading the book and you want to copy a passage, you can just do it like this. Put in a Word document. It's very convenient. So use some of those tools. My snipping tool is always handy, and it's somewhere here, Microsoft what are the Microsoft tools, something like that. Just type in snipping tools, you'll find it. Let me show you. That comes in very handy right here. Right here. Okay. So it's very easy to find. It's there. You don't have to use it in my class for me, but I use it and it's very convenient. So that's did I answer your question about homework, how it'll be done?
Yes. Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful. What other questions do we have, guys?
All right, so I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So myself, I like doing math by hand, like on a piece of paper with a pen. Like, would it be okay if I like turned that in, or would I have to have it like submitted with like online writing?
Okay. Okay. If you want me to see something you have done, you don't have to turn in anything for this class. Now this homework problem, you have to do it online. It's a part of, that's how it's graded. So this packet, let me show you once again. So you can do it by hand and you can share anything you want to share. That's totally fine. But this homework problem, everybody will do the same problems, and I don't have a printout copy. It's computer grades it actually. So you're going to go to the student link. You're going to go to your assignments. And if you, I can't see your assignment. If you go to this assignment, you should be able to see P1. Now, next class, I will ask you. So the answer is the online homework has to be done online. Now, listen to me carefully. You have to do the problem on a piece of paper. You will just enter the answer. Sometimes it's multiple choice. You will just choose. This is an online class, so a lot of the things will be done online, but you always need a piece of paper. You always need a piece of paper. When you're taking the exam, you're going to just enter the answer. Okay, just the answer. But if you need scratch paper, yeah, you have to use them. Does that answer your question? You may not like the answer, but did I answer your question?
Yes, yes, that answered.
And if you want me to show, if you want me to see something you have done, you can always, I have students who would write something and say, hey, I'm getting this, what's going on? And yeah, I'll respond to it, take a picture, send it, no problem.
The P1 hasn't popped up for my homework and tests on the My Math Lab.
Okay, exactly. Don't worry too much about it. It's not going to be due tomorrow. If there is any kind of glitch, I have done the assignment and I will have to talk to Pearson. Don't worry too much. Don't panic too much. Okay. And if it doesn't, I would ask you tomorrow. So you have access to the student link. You have access to the books and everything. Can
Yes,
you see the book?
I do.
Okay. And yeah, somehow the assignment is not going through. I'll have to address it. Don't worry too much. I'll talk to them. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What else, guys?
Yeah, I was gonna say mine doing the same thing. His is not popping up, but that's
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
And just to let you know, I don't know why, but I will have to talk to Pearson. They had a little glitch. It doesn't happen all the time, but I'll show you like I did it. Somehow they didn't get connected. So I did my P1, but don't worry too much. Tomorrow we're going to do a lecture. Okay, let me see. It says assigned, but we'll have to somehow connect it so that everybody is everybody has access to it. Don't worry too much. Tomorrow we'll go over these notes and we'll do these problems. You should have access to these problems. Once you understand them, you will be able to do the problems and they will become available soon. I'll talk to Pearson today. I appreciate your telling me that you guys can't see it.
So you said that all the homework is technically due the last day of the semester, right?
Correct, correct.
Okay.
But once again, I won't grade it, computer grades it, and I will collect the grades on the last day of the semester. However, you want to make sure if I covered chapter 1 before exam 1, you want to make sure you've done some of those problems because that will have a positive impact on your grade. Am I clear on that?
Yes, sir.
Good. What else, guys? I'll hang around here for a couple of minutes today. I know we're wrapping up a little early, but if you want to leave, that's totally fine. If you have any more questions, I'll be here for another 5 minutes or till everybody leaves. I don't have anything else to share. Tomorrow we'll have our regular class. We'll go over the notes, get you ready for P1, and my homework will be to make sure you guys can see my assignments. I'll address that today.